Hi, and welcome back. I want to start by telling you I have caught a cold. I'm raspy and a little nasally here, so apologize up front about that. But I still wanted to get this video made. And I also want to share with you that this is only my opinions. This is not to be considered fact. This is for your entertainment purposes only. So let's begin. I'm very angry about what's happened in the last 2 days. Very angry. Also sad. Katie made a couple of distasteful videos, even more than usually distasteful, if that's possible, over the weekend. And I want to show you who she is, so that she should not be throwing stones. So I'm going to kind of give you a condensed version of this article she wrote when she was on the verge of becoming an alcoholic. She says ADHD and anxiety and depression were the catapults to what happened, and that she was self-medicating with alcohol most of her adult life because of those things. And then when she became a mother, she said it made it much worse. Her anxiety and ADHD and depression were on overtime. She talked about how when there was play dates made, that the adults would throw back cocktails and the kids would run amok. Well, this is written 2 years ago, which makes the little boy 6 or under. I'm concerned about that run amok part, but she was busy drinking. So then she said there's no control at her house, that her life has become unmanageable because if there was alcohol in the house, the two of them had to drink it. They could not leave it alone, and they could not just drink one drink. Just drink one drink. I think we know about that. So we also found out that Todd has ADHD, anxiety, and depression also. So I'm guessing that's why he was drinking. I think that's what she was alluding to. She shares with us that the two of them could not handle their lives. Him because of his full-time job, and her because she had to care for her child. She does admit that her son needed her at her best, but that she can barely function, and they were functioning and walking around like zombies. She says her son knew something was up, maybe not why it was different, but that he knew something was wrong. But now, when it comes to 2018, when she's writing this, she's apparently gotten better. She says she has better focus, less stress, and more energy. And she's very happy she's decided to put her marriage, her health, and her son first. Well, that sure sounds good, if only it was that easy. She tells us it's hard to quit, that whenever she struggles in her life, like a fight with her husband or a call from her son's doctor, or things are just not going right, she can't cope, and she wants something to drink. Well, of course she does. It's been a lifelong problem for her. It's alcoholism. But to finish, she then shares with us that mental health is now their top priority. She says her son has parents that are present, happy, and healthy. After she's feeling better, I guess, she feels comfortable that she can now give out some advice, and she says, take charge of your life. I promise you that you will never regret putting yourself and child first. But then 2 years later, well, I can't even say 2 years later, because in the early spring when I first started seeing her, she was already drinking. So it leads me to question what happened. So let's look at a couple of items that I think are pretty important in this article. This is the first one that I want to talk about. My doctor helped me understand the importance of continuing my medication. She also directed me not to drink so the medicines could do their jobs. Yeah, underline, capitalize, highlight, not to drink. Because we've been being told left and right that she can drink. I wonder if it's the same doctor. First thing that comes to mind. I saw my doctor, and I didn't tell him who, of course, but I just asked him, why would one doctor say, no, you can't drink with Adderall and antidepressants, and another one say, yes, you can? Well, he highly doubted that any doctor would say, yes, you can drink. He said he believed it was probably the best advice would be to not drink, and that if anything, it could be an occasional drink. But if the person was honest with their doctor on how many drinks they were having in a week, they would be advised to stop. Here's the next one. No child deserves a parent that is drunk, hungover, or addicted to alcohol. Binge drinking around children increases their risk of abusing alcohol as adults. Alcohol abuse also increases a parent's risk of abusing and neglecting their child. I knew I didn't want my child to become a statistic. Well, if she knew that, then what has changed? Because now she doesn't care if he becomes a statistic? That's a question. She admits that she had been neglecting her little one by choosing alcohol over him for 6 years, with hangovers and walking around like a zombie, and left to run amok. All of this while she was binge drinking and couldn't say no, had to keep going. This is a tweet that she had posted less than 48 hours from when her best friend's husband had passed away. Now in my 40s, knowing someone is gone, their child without a parent, spouse left to raise the child, it is just so sad and avoidable. Please don't drink and drive. When I first saw that, I felt there must surely be a second driver involved in this accident. She could not be saying that about her best friend's husband. But no, guys, there was no other vehicle. It was only his motorcycle. So this woman with no moral compass thinks less than 48 hours out from him passing away that she should put that out there for the whole world. Victim blaming her best friend's husband. Who does that? This is despicable. I wish I could say harsher words, but this is terrible in my opinion. This was taken from the obituaries at the funeral home. I blacked out the personal information, and I only want to draw your attention to a couple of things. The services will be held at Saturday, October 3rd, 2020, starting at 11 a.m. The church will be open 10:30. She can't go to this funeral, but she can go shopping, get cosmetic work done on her face, hair appointments, go out to eat when she wants. All of that, fine, but she can't attend this funeral. So you want to know what she was doing during the funeral? This tweet. What online boutiques are you buying from during COVID? I'm always looking to expand my horizons, to look fresh for all of you, all on camera. Drop the links below and tell me what you love. Yeah. My best friend's husband died when he was 43 years old. I was in my late 30s at the time. I was at her house like in 15 minutes. It was also sudden. It was a heart attack, but I didn't leave her side. She didn't want me to leave her side. I fixed meals, helped her get clothes. She had to get a hair appointment because she wanted to look okay. And then she needed help with her kids and food. I did all of that. That's what best friends do. They're there for the other person. She doesn't have that in her. I shouldn't just say she, changed person. Katie doesn't have that in her. It's again the moral compass. I understand that Corona, I get all that, but she can go out when she wants, do what she wants. She could have been there, and she could have taken a shower when she got home, whatever she had to do, so she could have been clean and not bring something to her son. The same things that the nurses that come into that home, or when Katie or Todd leave the house, they have to do. She should have been at that funeral, and I find it really weird that she was shopping at the time. So this is the timestamp on this tweet, 11:07 on October 3rd, exactly when her best friend's burying her husband. Here's the icing on the cake. In 2003, I made a huge mistake and got a DUI. I made the promise to never make that mistake again. I haven't, and I'm so grateful no one was killed or seriously hurt. I regret that choice to this day. This proves a lifelong, this is 2003 with a DUI. She's right. She's had a problem with alcohol all along. And why this is the icing on the cake is that she is pretending that she's beat alcohol, and she lectures everyone about the use of alcohol and drugs. And she outs her best friend's husband about alcohol. And she's, shopping when she could be at a funeral. That's her moral choice. And, the vanity involved with the clothes and the makeup, her moral compass is off. And this is why the fake mugshot, because she has no problem putting mugshots of other people on the internet. And there would be one for her too in 2003. I haven't found it yet, but it should be here instead of this fake one. And that's why I did that. I'm going to try to get through this next part without crying, but I'm pretty upset about this. Outdaughter Danielle Busby's mom gets arrested for DUI. Katie took that headline and put Mimi's mugshot on as the thumbnail to her story. I believe that in this life, at least in our country, you're innocent until proven guilty. And by Katie doing it the way she did, all happy and excited, and try to dig up as much dirt as she could, is uncalled for. This is not a cult, and this is not a fundy. This is a normal, regular, nice family. They're Christian, but that's what you're gunning for now, Katie, is Christians? You didn't even know who these people were. You made your only videos in this last week. 4 videos. Up till then, you only ever read about them. Didn't even know how to say their name. I think it's been beneath, it's low life to kick somebody when they're down. I think it's an a-hole thing to do. Karma's a bitch, and it's going to get you, Katie, big time. This is a nice lady from a nice family. So then your next video after that was about TLC. And you said you're going to get Danielle. You're going to take Danielle down. She's not as vanilla as you think she is. I'll prove it. Well, how disgusting. My God. You are fake and mean and evil. You're a snake in the grass. And you're going to come after a beautiful, kind-hearted, wonderful mommy doing good works in her community and for her family. TLC, by the way, Katie, has more class than you will ever have. Shame on you.